So, welcome back to XS. It's been a while. Quite a few people seem to have subscribed in the meantime, for which thank you. If you're one of them, if you're not one of them, why haven't you? Now that we've got the CB750 done and rolling around, you might be wondering what's coming next. Well, hopefully what will be coming next is building a frame without a set of plans and running through what that involves and what is and isn't difficult about it. Unfortunately, that's not something we can afford to do at the moment, so if you've been watching the other CB750 videos, you may have seen this in the background. It's an XS650, decided that we're going to sell that and use the money to build a frame. So, we probably need to get it going, so I think that's what we're going to do in this video, is get this fired up. First thing we do is check to see if there's any oil in it, and lo and behold, there is, and it's past the bottom mark on that, so that'll do. Seal. Turns over and makes popping noises. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to nip the plugs out, because if you try to fire it up and plugs okay, that's okay, they'll do. They look like they should work, that's the main thing at this point. If it's all black and oily, then obviously you've got some sort of a problem, which may be rings, it may be valve guides, it may be why the thing has stopped being used, it may be that someone's put a nasty old spark plug in there. But for the minute, we'll pop that back in and have a look at the next thing on the list, which is going to be the points. Okay, so around the other side, this goes on continuity. So it's reading 1 because it's open circuit, and then you have that. This is the lead for the points, so if we put 1 in there, doesn't matter which way round. And that's a good sign, because, well, that's not a good sign actually. Okay, that's making a noise because the points are closed. And they've just opened, magical. So that set works, this set should still be closed. We'll close in. And there we go. So the points work. You've had the meter on the points, and mine are opening and closing. If yours weren't, then you need to get down in there and open them, and then just get a little file or something in there, points file even. Just drag it through a couple of times. There's no need to take like a huge amount of material off, just literally scrape them. And that should be that. So point shut, 1 either side, that should make it work. And if I, okay, it's open, noise stops, it's closed, noise starts again. Next thing to do is pop this cover off, which, as you may notice, it says whole code tuning on it, which is a guy called Tony Hall, quite famous for building XS650 engines. And they used to sell these covers. Now, it's either a whole code cover or it's a whole code engine. It's quite short which, but we shall see, I'm sure in the fullness of time. We get back to our squeakometer. More interested in is the noise it makes, so I need to look at the meter. And then let me take a 17mm spanner. Might be the right one. and that's the points closing. So if we go back a little bit, there. That's better. You got there, you got an F mark here, you got a T mark here, and this is full advance. So basically the engine advances and the spark comes earlier as it's going faster. So what we're looking for at this speed is for the mark on the flywheel to be there when the points open. Right, so we're doing pretty well so far. We've established there's oil in the engine, we've established there's some compression there, we've established that the points are opening and closing at about the right time. Probably close enough to be getting done. The next thing we're going to need is, we are going to need some fuel at some point obviously, but electrically we still need condensers and we still need coils. So I'm going to get his Northern Nist to make some brackets with some coils that we dug up. And I'm going to work out some elaborate scheme for attaching some condensers, and then we'll see about wiring it all up. So this is the XS650 condenser pack that bracked up with the bag of bits that came with the bike. So I'm just going to pop a few washes in there just to get that clear of that lip. Right, so at this point we have what we've got a pair of points here. So left pot, right pot, this is the wires from there. We've got condenser for each of those. Then you've got two wires from the coils. Now if you look at the wires from the coil, right, and they both got orange ones, and then these two are different colours. So orange is power, and these go to the points and the condenser. So basically those all need connected together. So I'm going to go cobble some wiring up to do that. So wire it all up. I'm using Japanese style non-insulated connectors, and even though it's only temporary, I'm putting the sleeves on. Well, I would be if I could see it. Right, and I'm crimping it properly. So should be wearing my glasses at this point. So there we go. Yeah, they're on my head. Well done. And there. So the ears come over nicely, and it's still on there. That's that one done. Let's do the other one. If you're going to insist, I'll use my glasses. Right, that's on there now. Turn it right around, plug it in there. Good. You've got to pay attention to the crimps. Wiring is unreliable, mostly because people go, oh yeah, and just crimp it, and they don't pay any attention to it. I don't try and get it right. And that ain't great, but it's good enough for this job. And why am I putting those there? Because I'm putting a switch in. Because you know it makes sense. Right, so we have the coils here, we've got the leads from the condensers here, and we've got the lead from the points here. So what I've done is I have made up two leads with a double connector on one end and a single connector on the other. And these are the points wires. So that's connected the points to the coil, sorry, to the points and to the condenser, which you need to stop everything from arcing out across the points. This goes on the other one, so same setup there. And that's that black and yellow or black and white one, because these are off of a Suzuki. And that leaves me with two wires there, which go to that lead I just made, and connects to the points. Sorry, connects to the switch. So there's my two orange and whites going there. That comes down to the switch. It's going to be our on-off switch. And this, it doesn't even matter really much which way this goes around, but it goes to the positive terminal. So you shove that in the battery. That switch on or off. It's off. And just twist it on there because I've lost the screws. It's like you think, oh, the battery's scrapped, so you take it off. And then it turns out to be not as scrap as you thought it was. But the whole thing needs earthing as well, so let's pick a spot. Camera's right by the kickstart, as we'll see. That's going to have to move. Let's put that on there. Power that down, and then that one goes it's fighting me, but victory comes to the righteous. So let's nip one of these out and see what happens. Right, so we've got it all wired up. These are the leads going to the points and the condensers. This is our power lead coming up to the two coils. Coils running off. There's a switch down here. We knock that on, and in theory, bad leg allowing. Yeah, that went. And there we go, we've got a spark. Right, so the next thing we need to know is will it make it burst into life? This is the can I use for my balancing act. That can go in there. Oh, that should be something like it. Right, petroleum. Some petrol in there. Now the only snag here is we've got no idea which cylinder is which because it's getting a bit late in the day. So I'm going to get some carb cleaner over there. As that'll do for an easy start substitute. Give that oh I've forgotten. Sort the choke out. Right, full choke. Do you know, petrol's not leaking. Quick squirt of the carb cleaner. Put it on the floor so it'll fall off. So I think that's the wrong way round because that sounds very encouraging. So let's do it at the other end, shall we? Again. Right, so that's the ignition wired on it. It's not that complicated. Just remember you've got the points, you've got your condenser, you've got your coil, and it connects them together in the right order. And lo and behold, it lives, it breathes, it runs. I even found a petrol tank for it, so if you fancy an XS650 and you live in England, feel free to get in touch. Otherwise, take care and I'll see you in the next one.